Hey guys, it's John Cassiello. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to go over how to dominate as an undersized guard, just like Jalen Brunson. Are you a small guard like me? Do you struggle getting your shot off in the lane? Do you want to destroy defenders like Jalen Brunson's doing? My whole career, I've been the smallest player on the court. Whether it was in college, playing professionally, I was always undersized compared to my defender. However, I never ever had trouble getting a shot off in the lane. I'm going to share my tips and tricks on how I got that shot off, just like Jalen Brunson does. When I teach my players this move, their confidence goes way up. They get their shot off in the lane way more efficiently and effectively, and it just adds a whole new dimension to their game. In this video, I'll break down every variation that Jalen Brunson uses and every variation that you should be able to use when it comes to getting your shot off using a spin in the lane. After this video, you guys will understand every detail on how to do it, how to use them, and you'll be able to get your shot off whenever you want using these moves. All right, let's get started. We're going to go over simple footwork that Jalen Brunson uses. We'll start with that. Make sure you guys stick around to the end. I'm going to give you some more tips and tricks on things that you can add in to make it even more effective. All right, so you're in your athletic stance. We're going to take those 2 dribbles towards the box on that straight line. It's 2 dribbles, 4 steps. That last dribble is right next to that outside foot. Once you get here, you're going to take that left foot and you're going to spin it all the way around and stay on that line. All right, a couple mistakes I see when players do this is, as I said it before, they get off the line, they'll take those dribbles, and their last step will be way off that line, and then they'll end up spinning back this direction. You want to stay on that straight line. It's going to put you towards the box, and when you spin back, you're going to be coming back towards the elbow. Another common mistake to avoid, make sure after you take those 2 dribbles, I want you pulling that ball with your right hand and pulling it back. Another thing, every step needs to be long strides. No short strides here. You want to be able to sell this drive with a big long lunge step at the end, and then a lot of separation on that last step, so my feet are wide and I'm going up and I'm shooting it and I'm pushing back a little bit. Just be aware, righties in this situation, you're more comfortable landing on your left foot, so when you fade back, I teach land on that left foot. All right, let's go to the second variation. Similar to the first, except it's only going to be 1 dribble. The second way Jalen Brunson uses his spins a lot is by getting into it via pickup. So he'll just go 1 dribble and then picking it up right, left, bringing that left foot around, and then fading back. Again, slightly different than the first one. The first one we stop via the dribble. This one you are picking it up and then stopping right left as a right-handed player going this way. All right, third and last variation that he'll use, he'll get into his stop just like we did on the first one with that second dribble, and then instead of leaving his back foot planted, he will spin out of it and get into a right-left or left-right, whichever way he's going, and then shoot the shot. So again, that footwork is here, 1, 2, right, left, and then shot. So these are the 3 different variations that Jalen Brunson uses to get into his spin fades. He uses the stop on the dribble, he uses the pickup stop, the gallop as I call it, or the spin out. Okay, so all 3 are correct. You should use all 3 of them. There's different situations to use each of them depending on how your defender is playing you, but those are the 3 ways that you need to be able to spin and get your shot off. A couple tips and tricks just to make yourself a little more deceptive that Jalen Brunson does a really good job of. He'll set his spins up in different ways. He's ultimately a great driver, so the defense is always concerned about him driving all the way to the basket. So he'll use that to his advantage. So one thing he does a lot is set up his spins with a shimmy. So he'll get into his stop and then he'll shimmy and then get into his spins. So what the shimmy does is it makes him look like he's gonna keep going, puts the defender on their heels, and then he'll get back into his spin. Okay, so you can mix in different stunts. He might even throw more of a stunt than a shimmy, but there's different variations he sets his spins up with. Those are two that he mainly does, shimmies and stunts. One thing Jalen Brunson does as well is once he's committed to spinning, he will throw a lot of different footworks in as little variations, little like tricks to get a little more space. So one of them he does a lot is once he gets to his stop on that dribble, he will pull his back foot and release it and create even more space and push back to separate himself from that defender and get that shot off. So that's a little trick. If you don't get enough space on that stop and you're going against a bigger, taller defender and you want to create a little more space, just push back off that front foot and get into, for me, a right-left and then get into your fade. That one looks like. Another thing that Jalen Brunson does a lot of is he mixes shot fakes in. So out of any of his spin variations, he will throw defenders off with a shot fake, a little twitch, and then go up. So he freezes them with that. They're not sure whether to jump, because if they jump and he doesn't shoot it, they're gonna go into him and it's a foul. So he draws a lot of fouls because of that. He gets his shot off because defenders are hesitant to jump. So he uses a ton of different shot fakes out of his spins. He will get into his shot fake and go up and under. He'll get into his shot fake and go bump, shot, and then he'll get into his shot fake and he will go shot. So a bunch of different variations once he's committed to spinning that he will do. He'll throw in those shot fakes, he'll add extra steps, and then ultimately just keep the defender guessing and he'll get his shot off in a bunch of different ways. A couple things I want you to be aware of if you're trying to use this move. Don't do it too far out. Jalen Brunson really won't use this move past the foul line. You need a lot of space to do it, so if defenses are packed in, it's not gonna work. Angles, you can attack from the wing, you can do it from the baseline, you can do it from any angle on the drive that you want. And then the last thing is speed. Just make sure, ultimately, like most of our moves, you have to sell drives, you have to be going fast for these things to work. If you guys got to this point in the video, you now know how to use spins just like Jalen Brunson does to get his shot off in the mid-range. So if he can do it, you guys can do it too. Just make sure you understand and practice everything I gave you guys here today, and you'll be fine in the mid-range too. If you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button. It really helps us out. We'll be putting a ton of great content out in the next few weeks, so don't miss any of it. Hit that subscribe button. As always, if you guys have any questions or comments, please let me know. I'd love to answer them and help you guys out. I've been there before. I've struggled to get my shot off. I was always smaller, so I know how you feel. Just ask any questions. Please don't hesitate. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you guys soon.